I think it won't do so well also this year because kung ano man yung initiatives din sa Smashburger, sarado rin yung Smashburger sa States because of what's happening. So, what people need to understand sa Jollibee, their biggest markets, Philippines, US, China. Unang nagsara yung China. So, ngayon nila nagre-recover ulit yung China, but those 3 biggest markets of Jollibee will take a beating. Yung mga stores that are not performing well, the plan there is to close them, streamline their operations. And then the ones that are doing well to position, to maximize the income from those stores. Yung dapat ma-implement siguro this year because of the coronavirus, hindi nila magagawa masyado. So, until they resolve that dun sa Smashburger, that's where I think bago pa lang magkaroon ng turnaround dun sa stock price ng Jollibee. But they already said it that 2020 will be, in terms of earnings, if 2019 wasn't as good earnings-wise for Jollibee, 2020 would be lower than 2019. So it's already managing expectations that way. And I think they're making a pivot to sell more online, to sell more curbside pickup, and to sell more delivery. One of the triggers na magpapabalik sa kanya sa stock price na if their earnings will become better. So for this video, Bernadette Reyes will ask me so many questions about stocks. Pero before that, how are you naman in this entire ECQ?
Okay naman. But occasionally, syempre, natatakot pa rin mag-cover sa field. Lalo pa, more and more people are going out now. Diba? Dahil modified ECQ na. So, nandun pa rin yung takot. But, syempre, mas nangingibabaw yung feeling mo to help the public by giving out information. So, yun.
So, thank you so much for your service, no? Super. Pag ikaw yung nag-report sa GMA, sobrang kailangan panoorin kasi it's so insightful.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Masyado mo akong pina-flatter. Siguro para dalian ko yung mga tanong ko sa'yo.
Before she asks her questions, so it's so nice to see a lot of people na nasa broadcast field na nag-invest din sa stock market because that's what we need and Bernadette is one of the few people who's investing and hopefully madami rin ma-inspire sa'yo na when they watch this, pwede pala to na nasa broadcast field ako, pwede ako mag-invest kasi there's a lot of people na parang yun yung hindrance, malayo naman yung pinag-aralan ko sa finance bakit ako mag-invest sa stock market. Bernadette Reyes is one of them na she's following her passion pero sobrang yaman na niya.
Wow! Talaga ba? Actually, there was this one person who convinced me to invest sa stocks and his name is Marvin Guerrero. Do you know him?
Was that So I remember the first interview I had with you was 2012, I think. So dun ka nag-start mag-invest also?
Yeah, oo. And sa'yo ko talaga na-inspired during that one of the interviews na busy ka giving one of your talks tapos inabala ko kayo ni Sir Randall. I hope you still remember.
Yeah,
and one time we met sa milk tea shop, tinuruan mo ko na quick stock market for beginners. For some, di ba? Parang nakakatakot yung concept when you say stock market. Lalo na, alam naman natin kahit ngayon, ilang percent pa lang din ng population yung nag-invest. But once you get it, at lalo na napapanood ko sa mga videos mo, maraming yumayaman sa stock market. Kaya lang, sa panahon nga ngayon, parang it's such a difficult time and we saw the stock market plunging in one of its worst performance ever. Kasi I used to be a writer for a broadsheet and nakita ko how from 3,000, 4,000, umakyat siya into, I think it was 8,000, 9,000 level if I'm not mistaken. Tapos biglang bumaba. So can you still recover from this and get back to the peak o yung prime ng stock market?
That's an interesting question, no? Number one, we are in interesting times. If you ask me at the end of 2019, no one could have projected that this will happen. Alam mo ako, in-interview mo ako kung ano yung magandang investan sa Philippines natin. I would always say that the Philippines is a consumption-driven economy, that as long as Filipinos are spending, the economy will thrive. Kaso yung problem ngayon, people are not spending kahit gusto nila gumastos because everything is closed. Lalo na nung April, tsaka some parts of March, the whole economy was closed. So kahit gusto mo gumastos, hindi ka makagasto. So we're living in different times. We're living in yung kung ano yung nagpro-protect sa Philippine economy dati, yun yung ngayon at threat. You see malls, nandun lahat ng Filipino gumagastos yun yung threatened ngayon if no one's spending there. Regarding your question, will we recover? There's so many theories about it. V-shaped recovery ba? Bagsak, sa akyat tayo agad. U-shaped recovery ba? Bagsak, tas matagal bago magre-recover, then akyat na siya eventually. Some people are saying L, W-shaped pa. There's one thing people do not see there V-shaped recovery, L-shaped recovery, U-shaped recovery, double recovery. People are focusing on the letters. What they don't see is the last word. May recovery. It will recover. It's not a question ano kung magre-recover siya o hindi. Magre-recover siya. What's a bigger question is what are you doing habang hindi siya magre-recover? Habang hindi pa siya nagre-recover. Kasi what you are doing while there's a lot of fear, what you are doing also when there's a lot of uncertainty kasi nagpapabagsak naman ng market, hindi bad news also helps people sell pero it's more of the uncertainty kaya naman siya bumagsak. Hindi natin alam people don't even know ano yung GDP natin for the second quarter. Everyone knows it will be negative pero hindi natin alam how bad will it be. So if it's worse than people's expectations, babagsak pa siya lalo. If it's worse sa third quarter than people's expectations also, babagsak pa sa lalo. So it's the uncertainty that's what's keeping people either not investing or nagbibenta sila. Kasi mangyayari naman yung stock market, it's just a collection of companies. So may mga companies yan, everyone is hit this year. Pero magkakaroon ng adjustments yan, meaning magtitipid sila. So, since mahina benta ngayon, okay, lahat tayo walang bonus, wala mo ng team building dito. So, they will find ways on how they can lower their expenses. So, later on, dadating yung point na magkaka-turn around yan that they start earning more or sales start to pick up again once either the fear is gone. And that's when you see a recovery. Or magkaroon ng cure, magkaroon ng vaccine. So, what I want to tell people is this. May two options ka. Number one, you buy now, assuming na alam mo yung ginagawa mo please don't buy just because I say na mababa ngayon. Do not buy just because may opportunity. You buy when you know what you're getting into. So, assuming na alam mo yung ginagawa mo, you buy now, habang may risk, habang may uncertainty, tapos you wait. Kasi pag nawala lahat ng uncertainty ngayon, aakyat siya. Or, you wait, pag nawala lahat ng uncertainty na yan, saka ka bumili. Pero when you do that naman, you're buying it at a high price. So at the end of the day, may waiting na mangyayari. Either bumili ka, tapos mag-wait ka, or hindi ka muna bumili, mag-wait ka muna, saka ka bumili. At the point where there's a lot of risk, you will always buy it cheaper. At the point na wala na masyadong risk, you will buy it at a higher price. One of the reasons bumabagsak market natin, foreigners are selling. That's yes. One of the reasons. So, later on, when they come back again, kung ano yung binenta din nila dati, that's what they'll buy again So, about sino yung mga nabenta, sino yung mga lalaking companies that foreign institutions would normally buy, Ayala Corp, Ayala Land, SM, SM Prime, BDO, etc. So, once na nagbalikan sila, they will just buy the same names. So, kung nakaposition na, chances are, once it starts to go up again, you have a large position, then akyat siya. Yun nga lang, abang may uncertainty, hawak mo siya. And may risk. I'm not saying hindi na siya bababa. May risk pa rin naman na bababa yung market ngayon
We get it. Na that we will recover eventually. But can we assess how long should we be waiting? Kailan ba mangyayari yung recovery na yan? Because you mentioned rin kanina, for the second quarter, we're expecting negative GDP. And no less than acting NEDA Secretary Carl Chua said na it might be worse than what we got from the first quarter. Kasi yung first quarter, dun pa lang nagsimula yung quarantine. And then, it parang na-stretch na siya. Ngayon, nasa NDCQ pa tayo. So, while we know that we will eventually recover, can we assess how long and when will we recover?
Please remember this. Yung pagbagsak ng GDP, it's not just the coronavirus It's the fear of the coronavirus and the containment of the coronavirus. Kasi kahit punta ka ng mall ng February, end of February, early March, wala pang lockdown nun pero hindi na puno yung mall Wala nang nanonood ng sine nun So there was already a slowdown even before the lockdown started. So if you're asking me, ano yung pwedeng indication ng mga tao? number one is this, lifting the lockdown won't bring back people's spending habits eh. Kasi kahit ako, malif yung lockdown, hindi pa rin ako lalabas eh. Hindi mo ako mapapanood ng sine, hindi ako pupunta ng concert hanggat walang vaccine, hanggang walang cure. As much as possible, I'll try to function normally. Pero yung dati kong ginagawa, I don't think I'm gonna do it until there's a cure or a vaccine. So, 3 things. Number 1, vaccine/cure. 1, 2 yun. Number 3, people going back to their normal behavior of spending. Kasi for example, you know it naman, for the past years, mahilig kami mag-travel. Pero mahirap mag-travel kung at the back of your head, nakaupo ka sa aeroplano, iniisip mo ba, paano kung yung mupo dito, may coronavirus ba na una sa akin? Or paano ka pupunta sa hotel? Tululugan mong kama na may unan. What if that person also nagkaroon ng coronavirus or yung table, hindi ka naman sure kung gaano kalinis yun.
Yes.
I think that's what will keep people from spending. So until consumer behavior is back, I don't think that we will go back to the way the economy was. Pero that being said, it does not mean na hindi ka pwedeng mag-position sa mga companies that are doing well. There are, tawag nila sa stay-at-home stocks. Ano yung mga stay-at-home stocks? Netflix. Since walang Netflix sa Pilipinas, the closest thing that you can do, mga telco providers na nagbibigay ng data for Netflix, the PLDTs, the Globes, gano'n. Or, since you just have to follow where the new normal is. Ano yung new normal? Yung mga pinapakita mong bag sa YouTube channel mo, wala nang bibili masyado ng LV tsaka Prada ngayon, pero bibili sila ng corned beef, bibili sila ng tuna, bibili sila ng bigas because sino bibili ng mahal na sapatos kung wala kang mapupuntahan ng wedding, wala kang mapupuntahan ng expo, hindi ka bibili ng suit, wala nangyayaring mga gathering. So I think there will still be spending pero mag-shift lang siya. And I'll tell you this, I said this in a different video, no. I went to the mall, go to the supermarket. Pero what's interesting there was yung pila wala sa grocery, nasa hardware. Why?
Okay.
This is how I would analyze it. Because a lot of people are at their houses right now, they're thinking, ay, pinturahan ko na lang kaya to kasi na-stuck ka. There are some areas in your house na gusto mo improve. Or dahil nasa bahay ka, hindi ka lalabas, you want to feel more comfortable, you will buy that chair na mas malambot sa sala mo or from home. Or ito paniniwala ko, may mga tao na may budget pang travel. Since nakikita nila hindi sila makaka-travel this year or next year, they will put that amount of money for fixing their house. So
I should buy Wilcon ba?
Syempre if you're buying Wilcon already, depende na sa valuations yun. Pero I think that segment, because of the spending pattern and behavior, may benefit from it. No? So if you're looking at it from that perspective, pwede Wilcon, all home.
But you were saying kanina about the stay-at-home stocks. Kasi I see this a lot sa mga posts mo, sa mga videos mo. Can we consider JFC or Jollibee as a stay-at-home stock? You know, the reason why I'm asking is because nagulat talaga ako dun sa pricing. Because before, a lot of my friends na bago sa stock market, they would just really go for JFC or to buy Jollibee. Yun talaga yung iniisip na, I'm gonna buy Jollibee because sooner or later, it's gonna double in amount. Pwede tong pang-retirement or, you know, it would start earning. But we also saw that even JFC, even Jollibee also had its share of beating given the situation now. So is that considered as a stay-at-home stock and should we still continue buying it? Babalik pa ba siya dun sa level niya na at peak at 200 plus, di ba? I think that was the most it got. Yeah.
That's a very, very good question. No? Here's what's interesting. When you go into the stock market, no matter what stock it is, they will always be beaten down. Before I answer that question on JFC, Ayala Land was 52, 53, bumagsak yan to 19. SM Prime, ganun din, 42, 43, bumagsak din siya ng more than half. Ayala Corp dropped below 400. Even the big conglomerates have dropped massively from GT Cap, JG Summit, Universal Robina, kahit yung considered utilities like Meralco, which should be, ako, in my opinion, not as affected because lalakas pa nga yung household consumption ng kuryente ngayon because everyone is at home. So this should be the mindset of people investing in the stock market. When I'm buying common stocks, there will come a point in time still na babagsak pa rin yan. Either two things lang. Either if you're a trader, as it starts to go down, you must make a decision to either to get out of that position. If you're an investor, you know, na sobrang ganda ng company, tapos nakita mo hindi naman nagbago yung fundamentals, you can have the conviction to also hold on to it, and then at a certain point you can buy more. Given yung sa Jollibee, there's a lot of factors. So number one, Smashburger. They have 300 plus stores of Smashburger sa US. Yung naging problem ng Smashburger even pre-COVID pa, Jollibee was 300 plus eh. Tapos it dropped to below 200 pre-coronavirus.
Yes.
One of the reasons was yun nga, Smashburger wasn't making money. I think it won't do so well also this year because kung ano man yung initiatives nila sa Smashburger, sarado rin yung Smashburger sa States eh because of what's happening. So, what people need to understand sa Jollibee, their biggest markets, Philippines, US, China. Unang nagsara yung China. So, ngayon nila nagre-recover ulit yung China, but those three biggest markets of Jollibee will take a beating. Yung mga stores that are not performing well, the plan there is to close them, streamline their operations, and then the ones that are doing well, to position, to maximize the income from those stores. Yung dapat ma-implement siguro this year because of the coronavirus, hindi nila magagawa masyado. So, until they resolve that dun sa Smashburger, that's where I think bago pa lang magkaroon ng turn around dun sa stock price ng Jollibee. But they already said it that 2020 will be, in terms of earnings, if 2019 wasn't as good earnings-wise for Jollibee, 2020 would be lower than 2019. So it's already managed that way. And I think they're making a pivot to sell more online, to sell more curbside pickup, and to sell more delivery. One of the triggers na magpapabalik sa kanya sa stock price na if their earnings will become better. So when that happens, either not, it won't be this year, most likely in a year from now or more than that, when they come back to the level of 2018 or higher than 2018, that's when the interest will come back, I guess, for the stock. So may three options. Number one, if they don't believe Jollibee will be able to turn things around, they should not be holding the stock already. They should be selling. So at the end of the day, you make money based on the convictions you make. So if tingin mo, wala eh, it's not gonna, hindi mati-turn around ng Jollibee to, hindi nila pinag-isipan yung ginawa nila, they should be selling. Now, if they're under the other side naman, they think Jollibee will do well, the argument there naman is, babalik lang tayo sa pinag-usapan natin kanina, that if you think they will recover, either you wait for the good news to come in, andun ka bumili, pero mas mahal na siya. Or, same thing, buy when it's fearful, and then you wait until they recover.
Is it a good time to buy holding companies na, for example, JG Summits at this point? Alam natin na nandyan yung Cebu Pacific, but there's also their mga snack items naman nila. URC, tama ba ako? And then there's also SM, and there's Ayala Corp. Ayala Corp, meron siyang iba't ibang mga companies into utilities, pero yung mall side naman niya is doing bad these days. So, is it a good time to buy these companies considering na may mix may talo, may panalo rin silang mga negosyo?
It would depend on the holding company that you would want to buy. Tama sabi mo about, for example, JG Summit, that they have Cebu Pacific there. Tapos, URC naman, madami sa paninda nila yun yung binibili ngayon eh.
Yes.
That's very relevant. Pero, if you look at other things, they also have Robinson's Land. Mahina yung malls ngayon, yung rental space ng malls.
Yes.
A lot of the condos now, they stop selling muna. So, you have to look at it from all of the other income units of that particular conglomerate. So, don't just look at it from a conglomerate perspective. Look at what are the units and gaano kalaki yung contribution nila dun sa company na yun. Pero, if they want to become parang more specific ako, kunyari, Ayala Corp. Ayala Corp has BPI. BPI, baka matamaan sila because may mga magde-default sa loans this year. Ayala Land, ganun, property development, malls, may chance na matatamaan. Manila Water, utility, okay sana siya, pero they had some problems late last year, and then they had to sell a portion of Manila Water. The one bright spot that they have, hindi naman one, syempre yung renewable energy nila, I think is very, very good for them. Pero one bright spot for them is Globe. So if I think Globe might not be enough to carry a large chunk of it, I'll just buy Globe instead of buying the whole company. Pero, what nung March, nung sobrang laki ng bagsak niya, kahit down yung ibang units niya, feeling ko okay na siya and you just wait. Kasi by the time we're making this video, end of May, majority of the stocks that have dropped nung March, a lot of them are up 40-50% already. So I'm saying this that hindi tayo sobrang mahal nung 2 years ago, pero hindi rin tayo sobrang mura nung March. The reason why I'm saying that, kasi kung nabili nyo ng sobrang mura yung Ayala Corp, tapos kahit pangit yung earnings ng iba nilang units, pero dahil nabili mo siya ng discount, it would compensate for the long time waiting also. Kasi kung bumalik siya ng 1,000, binili mo halos below 400, your margin is very, very good also.
Yes. Oh. So talaga dito, it's very important that you do your research, and it's important that you're also familiar with the stocks that you're buying, ano? Hindi pwede yung sinabi ni ganito, I should buy this. Kasi like, for example, for the holding companies, you should be very aware of what are the companies involved there. Kasi kung bibili ka lang tapos hindi mo alam yung mga background, you could end up losing money, di ba? Kahit na maganda sa tunog o sa maganda pakinggan yung name ng company.
Yeah, totoo yun. One of my influences in investing, si Peter Lynch. Sabi ni Peter Lynch, in your field of expertise, for example, meron kang alam na hindi alam ng ibang tao. For example, you being in GMA7, you know a lot of things in the broadcast industry na ako, kahit nag-aaral ako ng stocks, hindi ko alam. So parang ganun. Someone who is, for example, sobrang laki ng exposure niya sa coal mining may have an edge sa atin. So you don't have to watch all 200 plus stocks eh. You just have to know, you just have to invest in what you know eh. So ganun lang siya eh. People always want to buy the next speculative stock. People always want to buy. Sino ba yung third telco? Ano yung mangyayari? Sometimes you just have to invest in what you know eh. You invest in something that yung edge mo versus everyone else. So ganun. I'll share this, and I've said this in a lot of videos. I've been investing in Facebook for a very, very long time already because I really believe in this eh. Andito na lahat eh. Ngayon, people that didn't believe in Facebook, ano ba yan? Parang Facebook is destroying the way we interact. But everything now is in Facebook. Church services are in Facebook. Government announcements are in Facebook. So that's why I've been investing into it. Kasi alam ko, yung attention. Even before nung pa siya kasing used as where we are right now. So if you're watching this and then meron kang parang edge sa industry mo na tingin mo dahil alam mo yung industry mo. You could be a doctor and you know a lot about telemedicine na baka ito yung next na magbo-boom. That could be your edge in investing.
You mentioned something about Facebook, and na-mention mo rin earlier sa discussion natin na foreigners are the ones selling. That's why the Philippine stock market dropped to its level now. Having said that, would it be a good time also to look for opportunities elsewhere and perhaps buy in the US market? Pwede ba yun?
I'm a big fan of diversification. Pero not na mag-diversify ka kasi ayaw mo na pag-aralan. Diversification in terms of protecting yourself. Number 2, may mga opportunities kasi sa US market na wala sa Pilipinas eh. That's why I'm investing there. Especially for tech companies. Wala masyadong technology-related companies dito sa Philippines eh. And if there's one thing that I know that will do very, very well in the next 10 years, anything that can be streamed off the internet and anything that can be sold off the internet, e-commerce or streaming will do very, very well. Especially pag nag-5G tayo, that will be the future. So, oo eh. If you have studied it well, there's a lot of opportunities in other countries also. And I would say this in a lot of the older videos na for so many years, McDonald's, Starbucks, Nike have been making money in the Philippines. Why not invest in them para kung ano man yung mga binibili ni Carlo Ople na Nike na sapatos, particular yun, di ba? You get to make money, off of it. So, yun, I think there's more opportunities. The choices of where you can invest will be bigger. To tell you honestly, I posted something nung weekend. yung stock ng Facebook is higher already even before nagkaroon ng coronavirus. So,
grabe, no? Everyone's on Facebook.
And it's not just Facebook, it's Amazon stock, it's Netflix stock, it's Zoom stock. Yung mga stay-at-home stocks na. Stocks that you will use pag nasa bahay ka. So, by the way, I forgot to answer this. Jollibee, it's not a stay-at-home stock. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for that. So, ang yaman mo na siguro ngayong panahon ng quarantine because you have so much information going on inside your head na parang alam mo na lahat which to buy and which to avoid.
Sakto lang. Sagot lang. Yun lang yung sagot. Sakto lang. May kilala kita, Bernadette Reyes. Yun yung...
Morgan, kasi alam natin it's just a few days away na before the supposedly ending of the MECQ and we're gearing towards na sana maging na tayo mas lesser na yung mga restrictions and maibaba na yung general community quarantine. So, having said that, will it be a good time to buy the stocks now? Kasi baka pag nag-lift na ng lockdown, biglang Zoom the following day, biglang ang taas ng stock market. What's your take on that?
I don't know how the stock will behave right after, but what I do know is this. The lockdown is merely opening the economy up. If you notice it, hindi pa naman babalik yung mga tao kakain sa mga restaurant. Hindi pa naman yung mga tao sa aeroplano. Hindi pa naman sila pupunta sa mga hotel. So there's still a large chunk of the economy that won't have as much revenue, and we really haven't seen yet yung mga nawalan ng trabaho because we are a consumption-driven economy. If we're a consumption-driven economy, one man's spending is another man's earning. If you have earnings, that means baka hindi sila gagastos. So pag hindi sila gagastos, kung dating pupunta sila sa 7-Eleven, sa mini-stop, sa Jollibee para gumastos, ngayon wala yun. Those companies also are not making as much money. So I think no one knows how the market will move up. No one knows. We're currently right now consolidating. We're still moving. We're still moving sideways. Pero if you're looking at it mismo from what the economy is telling us, we're not yet at the point na we're about to recover. We're not yet at the point we're about to recover. But ganun din, tulad ng sinabi ko kanina, there are stocks that are doing well, and that's what people look at, right? Those that are part of the new behavior of people. That's why Pure Gold is doing well. That's why Robinson's Retail is doing well because of their supermarket segment, and then they also have convenience stores. That's why the telcos are also doing well. So, ako if I'm gonna buy certain stocks that got battered, pero tingin ko apektado, when I say apektado, bangko, property development companies, if I'm buying them now, I must be willing to wait longer kasi hindi pa natin alam kasi may ripple effect yan. Pag property development, ano yung effect ng BPO, ano yung effect ng POGO, ano yung effect ng OFWs. Kunyari, pag lumabas yung figures kung ilan yung OFWs na wala ng trabaho, sila yung bumibili ng condo also That's when we see how big it is So I think it's too early to tell how long it will be. Pero if their timeline is long, position habang mura, and then they wait longer. Pero sana kung pinari itong review ng mga April or March, it would have been interesting also. Kasi if there's one thing I know, as an investor, totoo naman nakakatakot yung bagsak ng March Hindi siya, 2008, I started investing more than a decade ago. Yung drop nung 2008, 50+% for the market. Pero hindi yung nangyari ngayon, it wasn't as fast It's gradual yung 2008. Yung ngayon, ang bilis So, at that moment, if you are an investor, nakakatakot naman talaga siya. Pero that's why I always tell people, every time you invest, it has to be money that kung mag-zero man siya, tanggap mo. Kasi kung tanggap mo na mag-zero siya, hindi ka kakabahan. But if you put more than what your threshold is, in times of uncertainty, in times of fear, that's when you get shaken out It always has to be money that we can tolerate. When everything is doing well, you want to put more Always thinking na, kaya ko lang matolerate, for example, may 500,000 ka, pero kaya mo lang matolerate 100,000. You still put the 500 thinking na kung tama ako, magwa 1 million yan But you're not thinking that, what if it goes to 250? Kaya ko ba? So it always has to be, there's such an emphasis on technical analysis, there's such an emphasis on fundamental analysis, but one of the things that people need to realize is there has to be an emphasis on how much money you should put na kaya mong matolerate. Kasi 90% na bagsak, nakakatakot hindi?
Siyempre, nakakatakot.
Pero, what if 1,000 pesos lang binagay mo? Di ba hindi na siya nakakatakot?
Yeah.
I think it should be an amount of money you put in na kung bumagsak man siya, hindi ka kakabahan. And doon tayo nagkakaiba-iba eh.
A question na is applicable to both investors, traders, those who would like to stay longer for the stock market, for those who would also like to leave the stock market na. Ito yung question ko. And for those na hindi ganun kakilala si Marvin, well, I've known Marvin as someone who is a very, very religious person. Tama, di ba? You can see from his post how religious he is. And at times na I had my share of down moments, si Marvin and his wife, Yvonne, was have always been there. So thank you so much for the times that you've been there for me. Kahit hindi tayo madalas magkita, hindi kayo nagkukulang ni Yvonne sa pagbibigay sa akin ng mga uplifting messages, lalo na kapag higit na kailangan ko kayo. So thank you so much. So Marvin is really that person na who has very, very strong faith in God. Kaya having said that, gusto ko sanang itanong sa'yo, why should we still have our faith in the stock market?
To be honest, I don't invest in the stock market because I'm hoping that it will do better. I invest because if you buy the index muna. If you buy the index, history has shown that it's normal for it to go down. But it always goes back higher than where it was before. So if you're not investing in the index, you're buying mga good companies. It's normal also for it to go down, but they always go back to where they were before. So ako, I'm not a person that will invest blindly just hoping na binili ko to piso, sana someday pag iniwan ko to ng 10 years or 20 years magli-5 piso to, magsa 10 piso to. I don't do it like that. I graduated engineering, so I'm very very numerical in the way I would do things. I invest in the stock market because I've seen it in history. I've seen how Warren Buffett has done it, and I've seen how a lot of people have done it also, and we have seen that it has also recovered. So my suggestion is this: it's also not about it recovering or not. It's about what percentage of your portfolio that you can put in there. Kasi I always tell people this: bagsak yung market ngayon, there's opportunity. However, you do not invest just because there's an opportunity. Kasi if your cash is threatened, your cash flow is threatened, you don't have savings, you're in debt right now, even if there's opportunity, do not invest. You only invest an amount of money that's disposable. That's the most important thing that you should put in. People need to do their due diligence, especially if they're investing in specific stocks. And then that's where the conviction will come in. And this is what I know. Knowledge, with knowledge and understanding, kahit may uncertainty yan, our responsibility as investors is not to be scared of this. Kasi may risk naman lagi. But our responsibility is to manage the risk that's out there. So when you know how to manage the risk, and then alam mo paano i-size lahat yun, dadating pa rin yung time na kakabahan ka eh. Pero, do you follow what your analysis will tell you? Or do you follow your fear? And I just want to say this. I'm okay to make a mistake on my analysis, because if you make a mistake from your analysis, you can always tweak it eh. Kasi yung market naman, cycles lang yan eh. So, kung ano yung pagkakamali mo before, that will allow you on the next time it starts to go back again, you can tweak it to become better. So, that's how I always see it. Is this mistake a learning, or is this something that I can use later on to help me become a better investor? And since I've been doing this for a long time, I had my share of mistakes also, and yun yung nag-help sa akin na yung tumatalo naman talaga sa ating emotions eh. Ngayon, nung pagbagsak ng market ng March, April, lalo na nung March, hindi ako ganun ka scared as what it was noong 2008 because I've seen it over. For example, as a reporter, nakakita ka na ng sumabog na bomba 10 times. Iba yung reaction mo ng first time na sumabog versus the 10th time because you've seen it happen over and over again. So, ganun lang din. I think what can give people faith is the experience that if it happened again, if it happened in the past, it will happen again. If you're investing in the market for a year pa lang or 2 years pa lang, what I always tell people is this: investing is a skill. Malcolm Gladwell said that for you to be good at something, it's 10,000 hours of intentional practice. So, if you do that 8 hours dedicated, it's more than 5 days. So if you're spending an hour, 2 hours of your day pa lang, it will take more than that also to become better at it. Talagang nag-surge yung pera ni Warren Buffett. I think he was 56 years old. 56 years old. And a lot of people on their second or third year investing, parang they get discouraged kasi they're not getting the results that they want. Warren Buffett, 56. I think he got his first billion 56, but the patience from the time he started 11 to 56 was there. Because getting rich, it's not get rich quickly. The fastest way to get rich is to do it slow. Because if you do it slow, you do it right.
So idagdag ko lang, footnote ko lang din dyan si John Gokong Wei because I read in his book na matanda na rin siya. I think he was also in his 50s na when he started really making all of this big money, diba? So maganda rin yung mga life lessons talaga na natuturo nitong stock market and about business. Ang dami mga life lessons na na-apply mo rin sa negosyo. So thank you so much for that. Hindi lang stock market yung natutunan namin ngayon, pati mga life lessons din. So thank you, Marvin.
Tsaka to end this, tsaka si Henry Seaton the first one he put up 90, matanda na siya nun So people always the richest person in the Philippines pero hindi nila alam ano yung mga pinagdaanan nila bago na nakuha lagi yun. This is what's gonna make it interesting to everyone. Since Bernadette Reyes has her own YouTube channel, sa next video, hintayin nyo, may isa pang video kasama nito. We will grill her with a lot of questions naman. So, yun yung pinaka-exciting, no? But while we're waiting for that second video, I'll put the link below. Please subscribe to her YouTube channel. Tsaka na rin
thank you so much.
Pusuan niyo na rin yung Facebook channel niya, 100,000 followers. So, I guess that's it for now. To everyone, thank you so much. Bernadette, any final words na lang? Ito na natatanong ko sa'yo para you will end this video. May mga tao na medyo kinakabahan ngayon or they're a bit depressed or anxious. Any words of encouragement that you can leave to them? Kasi feeling ko ikaw yung pag napapanood ko nila sa TV, parang nai-inspire sila lagi
Talaga ba?
Oo naman, inaabangan yan. Guys, comment below kung inaabangan nyo talaga si Bernadette Reyes.
Well, guys, sa stock market, syempre, being you the stock market guru, lagi kong gagamitin yung mga terminologies na may kinalaman sa stock market. But talking about uncertainty, sa stock market may uncertainty, and that's the big word these days, uncertainty. Kasi a lot of people are very uncertain about what's gonna happen. Makakabalik pa ba sila sa trabaho? May babalikan pa ba sila sa trabaho? May makakain pa ba sila bukas? And a lot of people, I have friends, may mga office mates ako who are feeling anxious, may mga nade-depress during these times. But kagaya ko sa experience ko, there are a lot of people willing to help out there. Alam mo, pag nagpo-post ako sa Facebook na mga people who are in dire need of help, always and always magpa-pop sa notification ko, there are people who are always willing to help. And ako rin, personally sa buhay ko, I've come to the lowest of low, and I have people around me who help me get through those difficult times. Sama na natin dyan si Yvonne tsaka si Marvin Guermo, na tinulungan ako, di ba? So in times of this uncertainty, always look at the people who are always willing to help. Never lose faith in people, never lose faith in humanity, and syempre, never lose faith in God. Because always and always, there will be people who will provide because God is always there to provide.
Galing! Guys, see, yun yung makikita nyo sa channel niya, di ba? Tawid na kayo sa channel niya. And kasama ba dun sa adversity yung pag-park mo ng kotse? Ganun ako updated sa buhay mo.
Abangan nila rin yun. Because sa YouTube ko makikita nila kung gaano ako kagaling na driver.
So,
thank you so much for having me, Marvin. It's such a wonderful time to catch up with you and to talk about the stock market with you. Dahil every time talaga na nakakausap kita, a lot of things talaga na natututunan ko. Kaya dapat bumili sila ng book ni Marvin Lermo and lagi silang mag-subscribe sa YouTube channel mo and to follow kanila sa lahat, sa Instagram, sa Facebook, because ang daming matututunan sa'yo, not only stock market but also things about how to get through life.
Kaya guys, ano na lang, hit the like button para matulungan natin yung YouTube algorithm to show this video up more. And ganito na lang, I'll end it with this. Guys, if you want to see more of Bernadette Reyes, comment below, I want Bernadette Reyes para either she'll come out more sa second video, pag-usapan natin yung success story ng buhay niya, paano siya naging sobrang yaman. So,
maniwala sila, ang dami ng manghingi sa akin.
Thank you, Bernadette. And to everyone, I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon. Bye, everyone.